We just walked across the bridge from the other side, and it was a little...
That's mainly where bridges come from. If you're ever on a bridge and you end up on the same side, then you're on the wrong bridge.
7 years ago, Terri fell in love with Toulouse on her first visit.
So we decided to return for a weekend to see if the magic was still there.
Between crowds, rain, and some questionable contemporary art, it was quite the test.
Join us as we explore whether you can truly go back again and what we discovered about ourselves along the way. Subscribe to our channel for more Zeke and Terri adventures.
We've loaded up the backpacks and we are off for 2 nights to
Toulouse,
France.
by train.
The Pink City?
That's what it's called.
Then we got to figure that out.
I don't remember it being pink, but you know, I did see it in the dark.
So it's a dark pink?
Oh my God.
What you got there, Terri?
I got a new hat and I made 2 new friends from Toronto.
Excellent.
Sergey and Anna. And Anna encouraged me to get this hat.
Well, we've been walking around Toulouse as we just arrived, and we found our hotel, and then we found the major tourism zone. But the good thing there is we found Terri a hat.
Yes, we did. I needed a chapeau for the sunshine here, as well as when we're on the Canal de Midi.
Right. And then we just had a little coffee and a little afternoon snack. And we do have plans for dinner tonight, but we're going to take a slow, easy walk this afternoon and then probably a siesta to charge our batteries back up.
There are a lot of people here. So when I was here, it was February. It was a little drizzly. I rolled in at like 8 o'clock, 8:30 at night, walking through the very narrow streets of Toulouse. It was charming, it was delightful. I think spring break is going on right now, and there are a lot of people. Is there a basilica right here?
Yep.
Is that what you're
Notre Dame.
trying to get me into, so that perhaps my mood might change? I'm a little disappointed. I had high hopes for this, and so far it's just been super touristy, and I'm sad because I hyped it up.
It's okay. That's the adventure.
You were right. I needed culture. I needed not so much as contemplative time, but I needed to see something pretty and historical. So can we go see something else that's historical and beautiful and, you know, not like the Uniqlo and Burger King
Let's
places?
see what we find.
We have found where I fell in love with Toulouse. Do you see the difference between this part and that part?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This is narrow streets, really, really interesting buildings. There's a super modern one, and then there's one that has brickwork similar to what we saw at Bergerac.
Yeah.
It's quiet. Like, where are all the people who are like crazy in the other? It's like at Pont-Neuf, it's like the other side, crazy. This, delightful. Now I feel better.
Okay.
What do you think of
I
this?
don't know. I love it. Yeah.
This is really cool. Okay, thanks for being patient. We just kind of kept walking, and it's almost like, oh, throw a pebble, see a church. Throw a pebble, see a church. This is another Notre Dame, completely different. It's a lot more austere. I much prefer the first one that we went into. I thought it was much prettier. Peaceful, and once again, there are not that many people over here. This is awesome. Well, that was an absolutely fantastic find. Thank you. We just had a delightful, creative, just funky dinner at Machin Chouette, which kind of means like whatever in French. It's only been open for about 10 months. It's in this cute little alley, not in the tourist spot, which was really, really nice.
And close to the hotel, so Terri didn't have to walk too far.
Yeah, my knee's acting up. But we had like gyoza, but French.
Yeah.
And I think there was sea bean salad in there at one point, which was delicious.
Yeah, it was good.
So
Highly recommend.
And we love that they were both kind of architects and engineers and decided to do something completely new.
Because we know a little bit about trying to do something new. And we're still trying to do something new.
But I think that's it for today in Toulouse. We're going to go back and get some sleep because we really were up way too late last night, and look for the rain tomorrow.
There you go.
I think the only blue skies we're going to see today are in my umbrella from Bordeaux from last May.
But as we always make great decisions on where to try and record with a street cleaner and a leaf blower going on. So we better start moving.
The bells are ringing, and you know what that means.
And these bells have been ringing for like 15 minutes now. I think whoever's ringing the bells today is just high as a kite.
I think there are a couple weddings going on. There might be some christenings going on. I think we saw something in here and over at the other church. So I think it's just celebratory on a Saturday.
Well, happy to them.
This was the Basilique Saint-Sernin. I wanted to get up close to see kind of the nave because it looked incredible. Did you get anything?
You know, I think up close to that is where the big bars were with the big pointy hooks on them so that nobody could climb back in there. I'm not sure what part of Catholicism that is, but I think there's definitely a pay-to-play to going on. To get beyond the bars, you got to throw an extra little couple coins in the bucket for somebody.
But it is extraordinary. So you happen to be in Toulouse and you like history and culture and throwing in a little bit of religion. This is an incredible building with all sorts of interesting relics inside.
Yeah.
Into Le Dôme de la Grave and the history of a hospital. The building was built in, I think, the 1500s. Looks like it's been renovated. The grounds are beautiful.
Thousands of people they could house in here, and some of them were kept here against their will. It was more of a state hospital for...
Well, it evolved over time.
Yeah.
So at one point it was private, and then it became public, and then it was for the poor, it was for the older people, it was for prostitutes, it was for insane people.
So.
What do you think of that, Zeke? The Les Abattoirs. It's the Musée Occitan, Toulouse.
Yeah, I like the outside of the building and the grounds and the architecture of the building, and maybe about, I don't know, 30% of the art.
30%. Well, that was much more than me. We should have known because we've been to the Frac in Bordeaux, and it is contemporary, not modern. I was hoping for modern, but I think that might be another place. Contemporary is just hard for me to understand.
Whether I understood it or not, it just didn't appeal.
What is really cool is this F. Léger has these mosaics all around the property, and they're really beautiful. I love old mosaics. I love new mosaics.
I also love lunch, and right behind it is a restaurant.
You know, people are going to think that we only do things to get to food.
Okay.
Well, I think you do things to get to coffee and food. I do things to get to wine.
And?
I'm glad you don't object to that. Okay, where do you want me? I don't want to get any further than this.
Just hop up on this railing here. You better hold on. Well, that was a fabulous lunch. You know, I've been impressed with the museum food. We've got two more museums to check out.
Yeah, one that's a Fondation Bemberg, something like that. And it reopened recently, and it's supposed to be, I think, Renaissance to 20th century art. And then just beyond that is the monastery, which is Middle Ages to 20th century art.
Are you checking me into the monastery?
intentionally choose the spot by the cement mixer thing.
Yeah, because we
needed added background noise.
It's ambient noise. I'm an artist. This is ambient noise. Unfortunately, I can't get checked into the monastery because it's under construction, so it's all closed up. So I'm just gonna have to stick with you for now.
I'm so sad, but we just did. I'm so
You are.
sad.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, that did not come out the right way. I am not sad. I'm not looking. I did not want to leave you at a monastery. I'm sad
I'm editing all this out. Don't worry.
I am sad that this collection is not open because it's medieval through the 20th century, but the place that we just went to, the Bemberg,
Yep.
was really impressive. This was somebody's private collection, and he had some really interesting tastes, and I was happy to see that there were some women artists in there, but he definitely had some favorite artists.
Yeah.
So the permanent collection was really, really, really interesting. I enjoyed it. I know you just tolerated it. 7 years ago, I went to a restaurant in Toulouse called Les Enfants Terribles and had an incredible dinner. And the question is, can we go back again to a restaurant after 7 years?
We'll live up.
To the expectation. Kind of like Toulouse didn't, but then it did.
Well, we'll find out in a minute. Can you go back again, Terry?
Yes. What'd you think?
It was very good. Very,
This is
very good.
Fantastic. Oh my God, we have a whole bachelor party. So if you're ever in Toulouse, Les Enfants Terribles is fantastique. We're gonna head to, I think, a converted convent.
Couldn't get me into the monastery yesterday, but we're going to get Terry into the convent today.
Yeah, now let's see if they strike lightning as soon as I walk in.
All right, here we go.
Okay, so Zeke, the Couvent de Jacobins, was a convent. The name convent was a misnomer. It was only for friars. They didn't actually have any nuns.
All dudes.
And looking
It was a bro show.
It was totally a bro show. Okay, Zeke, what did you think of that museum?
I liked the guy at the top, the Asian...
The Chinese artist?
Chinese artist. That was cool. Everything else,
So I was just reading about him, and apparently he went to Brocance and various different places in order to buy the things that nobody else wanted. And so he pulled together collections of very odd things.
rich guy, bought a bunch of junk, put it in a room, called it a museum. Anyway.
But now it's time to go pick up our stuff at the hotel, get to the train station, and get back to our home in Bordeaux. And hopefully some sunshine.
Yeah. Goodbye, Toulouse.
À bientôt.
A bientôt.
Au revoir. Would you come back?
Maybe in 7 years.
No need to come back anytime sooner. This isn't where we're going to come to a month again.
No.
Bordeaux is still at the top of the list. But I wish we could get to Lyon so you could see Lyon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm unwilling to test that
Okay.
without testing it. So, you know what?